I'm Terry.
And I'm Misty.
And we are
Empowered Women Rock.
All right, so fun fact, fun tidbit for today. So we're going to talk about Christmas, growing up. So I believed in Santa Claus. I don't know. I can't remember when my parents, or somebody else told me Santa Claus wasn't real because my parents didn't do it. Thank you so much. I was probably about, 10 years, 8, 9, something like that. So then we're out in the country, and the presents and the tree were kept in our living room. And what my parents would do, now the living room at one point in time, something happened to the door handle. So it was no door handle there. It's just, the hole to look through. So they would put a... So I know my mom is highly embarrassed now, but hey. That's so okay. They put a sock there so, I couldn't see through. But they would tell me, Terry, you can't go in there. It's like the whole month of December, or well, maybe like the last, 2 weeks before Christmas. Terry, you can't go in there because Santa and the elves are going to be coming through and doing stuff, and you can't go in there. All right, whatever. So they finally got smart enough to leave the toys and the presents somewhere else because I'm going in there.
Okay.
So one day I went in there and I saw all of the wrapping paper. And so my little inquisitive mind.
And how old are you again?
At that time, 8-ish, something like that. I'm like, okay, well, if Santa's bringing the stuff, I'm assuming already wrapped, well, why is there a wrapping paper in here? So I asked my mom, and quick, fast, in a hurry, she just straight out lied and said, well, honey, the reason that the wrapping paper's in here is because, now she must have been prophetic, because she said, because on Christmas Eve, because we open our gifts Christmas Eve, Santa Claus is going to be too busy to come by with the elves and wrap the stuff. So, I'm sorry. He said he couldn't do it. He's behind. He was behind on schedule. He couldn't wrap it in the North Pole. So he's dropping the stuff and your parents are going to wrap it? No. He couldn't wrap it at the North Pole because he's behind schedule. So they got the stuff there. Okay. So when he comes in, he can use their stuff to wrap it. And I believe that mess like a straight up idiot. So my little fun fact.
But you were only 8.
So my little tidbit is Christmas time. Terry Moulton was believing that Santa Claus and his little elves were coming down to Fannin, Texas, to our living room, and stopping and taking the time, all the millions of children in the world,
to wrap your presents,
but using our wrapping paper to wrap presents. So
interesting.
And then for probably a good year or two, I know at least 2 Christmases. Again, I had that sock that I had to deal with, that I had to pull out so I could kind of see what's going on in there, because my parents didn't put a doorknob back on there. But hey, that's what you do out in the country, I guess.
You got lots of those country stories.
Very much so.
Okay, so my little tidbit today. I don't even know if you've ever noticed, because I guess some of the places that we go eat, we really don't go eat that much. We mostly just, Terry and I just drink a lot of coffee together. We don't really go eat anywhere together. But I dissect my food.
Oh, really? I do too.
Do you?
And like little bitty pieces?
No. I eat my food in layers.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, okay, so here's the deal. Like, I don't eat a hamburger like a normal human being.
Okay.
I'll eat the bun. Like, I'll pull the top part of the bun off and I fold it up like a taco, and I eat just like the top part of the bread.
Interesting.
It is. And then I'll eat the meat, fold up the meat patty with all the stuff that's in the meat patty. And I'll eat the meat patty, and then I'll fold up my last piece of bread that has the lettuce and the tomatoes, and
you are
I'm weird.
OCD or something.
I'm weird. But the first time that my husband saw me do this, he was like,
"What's that about?"
What's up? I take the top of my pizza off. I eat the topping, and then I put Parmesan and the crushed red pepper on the crust.
That is so interesting.
Yes. I had a hamburger today. I ate it in layers. I mean, it was a little 99% hamburger, but yeah.
Interesting.
I eat my food in layers.
So here's the telltale question, though. So you eat your food in layers, but does it matter if your green bean juice is running? Do you have to have sectional plate, or it doesn't care? You don't matter if your green bean juice is running into your corn. It can all be in one plate.
Well, first of all, I don't want anything to have juice. So okay. that's number one. I don't want anything to be juicy. If it doesn't have that kind of juice stuff situation going on, then I don't care if my food touches. But I don't want juice on my plate anywhere. So.
All right, I was just saying if we could still hang, because I'm completely OCD. I don't.
Yeah, I don't
care
want
for
any.
my
I'm
food
like
touching.
really not wanting juicy stuff.
Well, sometimes it just.
I was just thinking
happens.
we have lunch almost every Tuesday for our.
Oh,
meeting.
well, we don't know this because
Well,
we're
we eat the
talking.
same, but we also eat the same thing
So I'll be watching you next time.
all the time. I mean, you can only do so much with a piece of steak and
I'll be
a
watching you.
baked potato.
Can't layer it, dissect it too much.
Well, my baked potatoes, I eat all the middle out, and then I put A1 sauce on the rest. Like
the rest of what?
Like what's left of my plain potato and the skin.
With steak sauce?
I do. You eat menudo. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
Tis true.
Okay, so anyway.
So, and I'm going to let Misty tell us what today's topic is about.
Okay, so I was trying to think of something that we could kind of talk about. And I started Googling because, we can't think for ourselves. We have to Google everything. So I started Googling, and I was kind of Googling, like, what issues, like, what's on a woman's mind? Like, I know what I deal with, but, like, what do other women deal with? Like, what are the things that as a woman, like, daily, or what, like, your challenges and everything? So, of course, I found a Gallup poll because that's all they do.
Pretty reliable.
Is poll people. And so they polled... I want to say it was like, oh, here we go.
Right at the top.
Right at the top. They polled 1,205 women to see like what their biggest concerns are. So when I was telling Terry, of course the first one. The first one is, of course, money. Every woman struggles with, money.
Absolutely.
So I don't know how it is in your house, but most women take care of. All my friends, they take care of the finances. So
correct.
I'm assuming that you pretty much do too.
Yeah.
Like if I don't do it, then we're not going to have electricity or internet or car insurance or possibly a car.
Or sad to say, for David, I'm always fussing at him. Why'd you pay that bill? It's not due for another 10 days. You don't have to pay it early. You don't have to pay it early. Just
I don't pay my bills
hold
early.
on. I'll just wait. But anyway.
Yeah, I pay my bills like exactly when I have to pay them. Like if
Don't judge.
I'm one of those people that if my car payment is due like on the 25th and I've got 10 days to pay that car payment, don't be thinking that on the 25th I'm not going to pay half of it and wait my 10 days before I pay the other half so I don't have to get rid of that much money at the same time. This stresses me out to get rid of that much money at the same time.
Understand.
So it drives me nuts. Like I split as many bills as I can. I split like right when my cell phone bill comes out, I set up like mine. You can go into the T-Mobile app and you can set up when you want your payments to come out. And as long as you set it up in a certain time period, you don't get charged any late fees.
Right.
So I'll set it up and don't think that I don't stretch that thing to the very last day.
As long as you can.
Don't think I don't.
Absolutely.
But
you were telling me. So what are you doing?
Okay,
so how can what information can we give that maybe can help some women who may be stressing about money?
Yeah. So Terry and I are going to try to help you out here. But here's the thing. We don't have our mess together.
We're preaching to ourselves.
Yeah, so, some of this stuff, yes, like we've kind of found a little bit of solution for, but, for the most part, we're in the same boat y'all are in. We're still stressed about stuff. So, yes, so that was our thing is money. So, my husband and I, he never knew, like, when stuff was really due. For a while there, he was doing our insurance, and then we got a different insurance company, so it automatically comes out of our account now, thank goodness. But there was like stuff he didn't know. So what I did was I kind of wanted to know like where our money was going. Because I'm like, how is it that we're making this much money and where does it go?
And most people don't look.
No.
We have all these little, especially those automatic drafts.
Yes.
And people just don't realize you've got stuff with automatic drafts that you hadn't used in a year, but it's still drafting out.
Right. So I went in and I went into our bank account. And I don't know about everybody. I don't know what other banks people use, but at our bank, you can, my allergies are driving me nuts. My nose is itchy. Anyway.
South Texas.
So what you can do on ours is every transaction starts out unassigned. And you can assign it to wherever.
Category.
So I did it for like the whole month of June. 40% of our money went to food.
That sounds like us.
I mean,
that's. Yeah, no, we're not missing any meals either.
Obviously, I really don't need 40% of my income to go to food. I mean, I could probably do with scaling down the food a little. But 40%. And I'm just like sitting there and I'm thinking, I could have way more pedicures if I would just quit eating so much. But I will tell you what happens, and I don't know if this is anybody else, but I work late. You work late.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I got home, and I'm like, okay, here's the thing. I'm not that hungry. I'll just eat a couple of eggs, but I know I'm not going to get nobody else in my house to eat eggs. I mean, so I'm just like, I'm just going to forget that. So I walk in and I ask, like, all right, is pizza cool? And they're like, yeah, pizza's cool. So, I mean, I dropped $25 on 2 pizzas when the day before, I made spaghetti and spent $9.11 at the store.
Yeah. It's the eating out gets us.
But that's what it is. I mean, if I plan our meals, I mean, I can literally go to the store and spend $120, $150.
Right.
And that pays for all of our food for like 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
You know, snacks, meals, whatever. But time gets away from me. I don't meal plan, which Ginger Carver gets on to me for. But you know, she has a point. I mean, you can't take care of your body if you're not planning out your meals. Obviously, I do not do that.
Very true.
The only thing I'm worried about is not wrinkling. As you can see.
Looks good.
I don't want to look old. Obviously, I don't care if I'm fat. I just don't want to be old.
And last thing I'm gonna throw in on money. Again, that's something we do. We should, for the most part, have control over. You know, so many women now, you know, get a side hustle. You may work full time, may work part time.
Sell some Mary Kay. Sell some paparazzi jewelry.
Get a side hustle. You got some skills.
Yeah.
You know, where you can do some data entry or something. There's always a side hustle out there that you can do to bake some cakes, whatever, but to get some extra income coming in.
Right. And I was telling Terry what I ended up doing was putting us on a budget. So July is not as bad. I'm hoping August will be even better because we're kind of trying to training ourselves. But I downloaded the app that I found that I liked the most was the Every Dollar app, which is Rachel Cruz's app, and that's Dave Ramsey's daughter. But the Every Dollar app is really good because you put in how much you're budgeting, how much it actually costs, and it tracks the difference. So you can kind of see if you're budgeting for the wrong amount of money.
Got it.
I've seen it. And it kind of helps. So, I mean, obviously budgeting helps. I'm still working on that. But, all right, Tara, I'm going to let you take the next one.
Next on the list, next stressor or things women worry about is family. Probably every woman out there that has a family, that's something that you're always concerned about, whether it's, you know, children. You know, our daughter, she don't ever like me telling her age, but she'll be going into high school. And it kind of goes hand in hand with money. I'm like, my gosh.
But she goes to private school.
And
she's a cheerleader.
Like, we'll be millionaires when you get out of our pocket. So, and it just, you know, concerned about her well-being. You know, my husband, a lot of people know my husband has, over time, has, you know, had some health issues. So that's, you know, so family's a concern. Always a concern for me.
No, it's always a concern for me too, because I mean, mine's different. My children are grown, but I mean, I have one child that's at the University of Texas in Austin.
She made a great choice. Way to go, Becca.
Oh, we're not going to go there. That hurts so bad. Just so y'all know that hurts.
Got my burn orange on too.
Made Terry happy, made me cry.
Hook 'em.
But no, she's doing great. But so I have a daughter that's in Austin most of the time. Then Paige is at Texas State in San Marcos. So she's there, and it's the worry
that they're not here.
Yeah, they're not here, so you don't know how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to rely on if they're telling you the truth when you're talking to them on the phone.
I remember what I was doing
for the most part they do. I mean, for the most part they do. What am I going to do? Drive there and ground them? I mean, that's not going to happen. So I mean, they don't really have a reason to lie to me.
Right.
And then Allison drives. She works in Cuero, so she makes that drive every day. So she's on the road. So I mean, even though and Ethan, of course, is still home, but I mean, he's not even 20 yet. But there's that. Even as your kids are grown, there's still that concern because you're not there to protect them.
Right.
And you're not there to make sure that they're eating right or drinking enough water.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? Just, did they pay their car insurance bill? Which they're really good at doing that kind of stuff. But it's still, there's that concern. So, I mean, I totally get that, it's your family.
Exactly.
It's the concern for your children. It's the concern for your spouse. It's just concern all the way around.
Absolutely. And if you, just a little tidbit for parents, if you have not heard of, are you familiar with the Life 360 app?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Quickly.
But she tells me now when she's telling y'all.
Life 360. It's where you can track everybody because it's, their phone, it's all the phones are connected.
Yeah, I really don't know that I want to know where they are.
And so, of course, with Ayana, it's not like she's driving yet, but, it's just good. It's not like she would leave campus or anything like that, but I just like having that. With David, again, doesn't matter. It's good to be able to see kind of where they are. So, and I already told Ayana, you go to college, you best believe Life 360 or whatever kind of happening app at the time, it will be on. And I dare you to turn your location off.
Terry only has one child.
Because I will know where you are at all times. So.
That's funny stuff. Okay, this one, I'm really not going to agree with this one. Because I would think that health for women would be on the bottom of the list.
I can understand it. Now, so, it's on the bottom of the list because we don't take care of ourselves. No, but I think women stress about our health.
I mean, that could be, but I would think, to me, I'm more stressed about stress and more stressed about, my career than I am about my health. But that, again. Okay, so I'm working on it. Ginger's trying to help me work on this. But,
I can see that.
It's 15% of women's most pressing daily concern is their health. So 15% of these 1,200 women is their health. But I know women like that. We know women in our circle that are very health conscious and because they know, I know that if I took better care of myself, I would do a lot better, with everything else. But
right. And again,
obviously,
I think it's a lot of times women, we're the last. Also, some of it goes back to we're the last ones to take care of ourselves. So we have all the aches, pains, issues that come up, and we're worried about it. And a lot of times now, that also kind of goes hand in hand with money because we can't get the type of, help that we need for our health because of the cost. So.
No, that's true. Yeah. That's true. If you're sitting there and you're on a budget because you're stressed out about money and you're on this budget and you're putting X amount of money away or setting it to the side for health care or whatever, and, it's going to be your husband and your children first.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's my husband first because he's the major breadwinner in our family. I can't have him not healthy. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
I can't have him not healthy because he's the one who brings home, the majority of the money. You need to be the healthiest one because you bring home the majority of the money. So I can totally see. It doesn't apply to me, but I can see how some women that would be an issue.
The next stressor is time and stress. That's what's worrying women is time and stress. I think
that would be way at the top of my list.
Every woman can agree with that wholeheartedly. It just does not seem to be enough time in the day. I know I've done some Facebook Lives about that, just balancing life, that's one, we've done as well, just talking about marriage and family and career, how to balance that. And just stress, just everyday stress. And that's me. I try not to be, many times it's very unsuccessfully, but
I'm stressed every day.
I'm that worry wart type of person. So I am trying to, again, be more of that, use that Wonder Woman characteristic of being optimistic, and not stressing so much and not worrying so much.
I'm not per se a worry wart. I just have a lot of people that depend on me for everything.
For work.
Right. I mean, I have,
Extended
a
family.
mom, an aunt, that I'm their health advocates, their power of attorneys. I have my father, 2 aunts actually. So I mean, I have 4 people plus my children.
Right.
Plus my job, plus my clients. So, I mean, I have a lot of, my kind of stress is just trying to manage everyone. Just trying to manage everyone. And it gets frustrating. And
Understand.
I know how to meditate. So, the thing is if I would meditate longer than just a few minutes, I would probably feel better.
And if I would think to do it up front versus back here after I'm all frazzled, it would be much more good.
On the days that I can extend it out, I always feel better. But, that's just kind of how that works. But which one are we on?
Right there.
Oh, are we already at that one? Wow, talk about me not paying attention. Okay, so 8% of women are concerned about their job and career, and I totally get that one. I mean, as a business owner, I get that, but as
when I look professional,
because when I looked at this, and my thought was, okay, again, women in the workplace tend to be catty. They are miserable. They hate going to their jobs. They're fighting with this person. This person is mean to them. You know what I'm talking about? So there's that stress of going to work and being at work and not enjoying what you're doing, and then trying to find something that you enjoy. And I mean, I know women that go from job to job to job, and people just, their personality is different. And so it's hard for them to connect to. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
I have a friend that I've worked with her in multiple places. She's not from Texas.
Got it.
So her personality is a little different. And she is one of the hardest workers I know. She has a lot of self-confidence. She's not egotistical by any stretch, but she has a lot of self-confidence. And when a self-confident woman is around, women who are not self-confident want to tear her down, which I don't understand. But I used to be that way. So,
unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, I've grown out of it over the years. I was like that in high school. I haven't been like that in 20 plus years. So it's not something as a grown up, I don't understand it. As a teenager, yes, but as a grown up, no.
Understand.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
But I mean, that's what a lot of it is. So she's struggled every job she's had because people are mean to her. And there's no good reason for it.
No.
I mean, it's all it boils down to is people who are being mean to her don't like the fact that she's confident in her own skin.
Right.
Because they're not.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
also what goes there with the health with the career, job and career, is because I've survived as well, multiple layoffs through in industry, through medical sales. And so that's something as well, women are concerned about. Is job security. I'll be the first to say to anybody that there is no job security. When you have somebody else that is writing the check for you, you have to be ready that at some point that job may not be there, and that's a big stressor for a lot of people, especially in industries where those and that do have layoffs. One more reason you should have some sort of side hustle. Always have an ability to earn income in the event your job is no longer there.
No, yeah, that makes total sense. Then I think the next one's yours.
Next one is education. So 7% of women are most concerned about education and schooling for not only themselves, but again, also for children. Absolutely true. Concerned about when I look at Ayana's education. That's why
she's in private school. But that's why you work like you do, because she's in private school.
Correct. But I'm also looking at the $100,000+ by the time she gets ready to go to college. So it's like, little girl, we better be hustling as well for some scholarships in addition to what mom and dad are doing.
Right.
It's stressful to
the
cost of college.
Yeah, we have 2 in college, so I mean, universities are. I mean, thankfully they're both in state universities, but you're still talking about
it's not inexpensive.
Like $12,000+ a year. So when they graduate, you're looking at $40,000+ in debt that they are. Rebecca gets. Again, everybody's concerned about, schooling, not realizing that the program that Terry and I are part of for the campus leaderships is, if you come from a school, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to, when you come from an area where the schools are not up to par, you qualify for scholarships. And she gets enough money for that scholarship that if she she gets enough from it, she could make a car payment with it. She could use it to live off of. She could turn around and pay some of it back onto her student loan. But she gets like $1,000 at the beginning of each semester, and then $500 each month. Each subsequent month afterwards. I guess it's like 3 payments of $500. So what's that, like $2,500? No, $3,000 each semester. But the only reason she qualifies for that is because she came from a high school that tested really low and didn't prepare her for college. So, I mean, that goes to tell you, or to show you, and a lot of people women that Terry and I have connected to, homeschool their kids. And I didn't realize that many people in Victoria did, because
community. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's an issue. Definitely an issue. So we're kind of running low on time, so we're going to go fast.
So we're going to skim through the last thing. Oh, I just took it over for
you. No, you can do it.
Women are concerned about, 4% of women concerned about equality and equal rights. Right. Yeah. We're just gonna
equal rights. It's because I'm sitting next to her. That's what it is. Because I'm equal white. That's terrible.
But so true, because again, regardless of race and ethnicity, most women, because we
are women,
because our gender, it's an equality issue in a lot of places. So, and I do know in some areas that can be a concern.
Yes. No, that is definitely true. I mean, women are always, not always, but I mean, in the past, and, not as bad now, but, women just, we have to work a little harder to prove that we can do this. And
that we can be on the playing field.
Right. So, when I see women taking over major roles, you kind of just got to be like,
it's awesome. Exactly. Well,
give them a little. Now, there's some other stuff on here that came in to like under 4%. That was kind of scary. This isn't all of them, but like, yeah, some of them were nuts.
Are interesting.
Yeah, some of them were just crazy. But I mean, it was a Gallup poll. We'll put the link underneath it to where you can kind of look at it. But yeah, so those are the things. So.
And as we wrap up, the takeaway from today is, as you look back over the different things that women are stressed about, Misty and I said, a lot of it that we kind of have control over. So it shouldn't stress us out so much, because we've got control over, to an extent, money. We can go out and do other things to, bring in additional money. A lot of the stuff is just simply not stress as much. It just, there's some things on a lot of those that we can do where we don't have to be in a completely stressful situation all of the time. And
if you have some tips on any of these things, I mean, we would love to hear them. So
absolutely,
if you have some tips on controlling, helping to minimize or control stress, you got some money or family tips, we would love to hear them, because goodness knows we don't have it all together either. So,
but we're trying right along with you.
Put it in the links below.
Absolutely.
And share it with other women.
Absolutely. Share the video, please. Also, be sure, let us know what's the number one stressor you have going on right now in your life as well.
Yes.
So then we can also try to share some resources. But please be sure to check out our website, www.empoweredwomenrock.com. Share our video, like our Facebook page, Empowered Women Rock. And to head out, I am Terry.
And I'm Misty.
And we are Empowered Women Rock.